The Haunted Pyramid. "What a great vacation!" exclaimed John to Garfield and Odie. "I can't believe we're actually standing inside an Egyptian pyramid." "I can't believe we actually rode a camel," groaned Garfield. "I'm going to be walking funny for a week." "According to my guidebook," said John, "the pyramids were built as tombs for the rulers of Egypt, who were called pharaohs. We're inside the Great Pyramid, the largest of them all." "Big deal," griped Garfield, pacing back and forth in the long stone passageway. "All this space, and I haven't seen one hot dog stand yet." "There's more," continued John. "It says here that the pharaoh Khufu was buried inside this pyramid, along with precious objects, such as gold, jewels, and even a sacred cat. The Egyptians worshipped cats." "Obviously, an advanced civilization," said Garfield. "But get this," said John excitedly. "Legend has it that Khufu's cat was stolen shortly after his burial. And ever since the theft, Khufu's vengeful spirit has been stalking this pyramid, forever roaming and searching, unable to find peace until he finds his long-lost cat." John closed the book and cringed. "Ooh, that's some spooky story. Who knows? Khufu's spirit could be watching us right now." John walked farther into the tunnel, with Odie tagging along behind him. "All I know," said Garfield, "is that my growling stomach's not going to find peace until I find a snack shop. I'm history." And with that, Garfield set off in the opposite direction to search for food. Up one corridor he went, then down another, this way, that way, through another puzzling passageway, until at last he found himself in the deepest, darkest recesses of the pyramid. "Uh-oh," gulped Garfield, obviously lost. "Something tells me I zigged when I should have zagged. What am I going to do now? If I don't get back soon, John is going to kill me." Suddenly Garfield heard an eerie hissing sound. "What was that?" he murmured. The sound grew louder. Someone, or something, was getting closer, closer, and closer. Garfield's heart began beating faster, faster, and faster. The hissing had now become a fierce growl. Numb with fear, Garfield turned to face the unseen menace. What he saw were two piercing red eyes, glowing in the darkness. "You know, you ought to get more sleep," said Garfield. "It'd do wonders for those bloodshot eyes, and you'd be a lot less cranky." "Silence!" thundered the unearthly voice. "I am the spirit of Khufu. Who dares invade my royal chamber? If thou art a thief, thou shalt surely die." Suddenly there was a flash of light, and Garfield could see the scowling phantom of a pharaoh. He could also see a strange look come over the pharaoh's ghostly face. "Aha!" bellowed Khufu. "At last I have found thee. Come to me, my sacred cat." "Say what?" replied Garfield. "Have we met? Maybe at a Halloween party?" "Thou art Khufu, the royal feline. I am Khufu, thy master. For thousands of years, since grave robbers stole thee away, I have waited for this moment. Now through a miracle thou hast returned to me. At last my spirit can rest." "That's quite a tale," said Garfield. "It'd make a great movie of the week. Unfortunately, I'm not your cat. My name's Garfield. And—" "Enough!" shouted Khufu. "I command thee to come hither. I know I'll hate myself for asking, but what exactly do you have in mind?" "Thou shalt be mummified, and together our spirits shall spend all eternity." "Gee, that's nice of you to offer," said Garfield, "but I think I'm all booked up for eternity. Besides, I don't look good in bandages." Khufu was not amused. He lunged at Garfield. Garfield jumped away and started to run. "Guess it's time for the chase scene." Through the pyramid he fled, veering and swerving at breakneck speed with Khufu in hot pursuit. Finally, Garfield barreled around a corner and crashed into the statue of a sphinx. Sprawled helplessly on the floor, he looked up and saw the angry Khufu hovering over him. "Looks like I'm a goner," moaned Garfield, clutching at the statue, "and I didn't even get a last meal." Suddenly the statue pivoted, revealing a space under the floor. A secret compartment gasped Garfield. Smashing into the statue must have caused it to open. And look, there's a box with my picture on it. So that's where Goofoo put it, shrieked Kofu. Who? Asked Garfield. And what is that thing? Catfoo's coffin, explained Kofu. My faithful but stupid servant, Khufu, put Catfoo's mummy in the wrong place. I should have remembered Goofoo could never do anything right. What an imperial imbecile I am. Don't be too hard on yourself, said Garfield. The memory's always the first thing to go. And speaking of going, now that Catfoo had been returned to his master, I've got to get back before my master has a fit. It is done, pronounced Kofu, and with a wave of Catfoo's hand, Garfield was magically transported back to John and Odie. There you are, snapped John. It's about time. Now let's get going. Odie and I are dying to see the mummies. Upon hearing that, Garfield turned white as a sheet and fainted. What's with him? Remarked John. You'd think he'd just seen a ghost.